Association with the Lion Corporation. Here's Tony Palmer.
1-2-1. And as you join us just before kick-off, looking at David Watkinson, the Great Britain hooker, there is a late-minute change in this Great Britain side, which may have quite an effect on the game. Shaun Edwards, the man there you see in your picture, has come in to replace an injured Tony Myler. Tony Myler injured himself in training. He's the standoff. And looking at this New Zealand side, if you include the positional changes, there are 8 changes to the 13 who played last week with 2 new caps. The media response over here has been to suggest there's panic in the Kiwi camp. A closer look refutes that. Very little in this lineup that's controversial at all. We'll explain that a little later. The game is underway. Dean Bell. As a result of Tony Myler being injured, Ellery Hanley has come in from the centres to stand off to cover that position. And the reserve, Shaun Edwards, has been brought into the centres. If anything, that will mean that Great Britain are forced to play it more in the forwards, which should suit New Zealand. Lydon. And a very early penalty against the Kiwis.
Yes, they were just probably inside the 5-yard territory and didn't let Lydon come far enough before the tackle was made. And I think a lot will depend upon the referee, Tony, because certainly the decisions in this tiebreaker are very important indeed.
This for the series and the World Cup points, this third test match. Incredible preparation from the Kiwis this week. Preparation I've only seen previously before the third test against Australia. Very, very fired up side. The tackling will be certainly a lot tighter than it was last week when far too many were missed. Gratian, the man who has changed the influence in this Great Britain pack substantially. Pinner, back inside to Hanley. He's the man they'll have to tackle, playing closer in today at standoff. Gratian. Derek Fox underneath there. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Expect the kick. Burke chips it through down to the corner, but that's gone too far. Being run back into play by Dan O'Hara. Looking for a big game today, O'Hara. Almost a fumble there from Dane Sorensen. Kevin Tamati brought back into the side after being omitted in the second test. New Zealanders will be familiar with Gary Prome and the number 13 jersey, where he has played test football before. He's been known as a centre in England, but brought back into the back of the pack for today's match. Dean Bell brought into the centres from the wing, and Darryl Williams, the new cap, who goes on the wing. On the right wing, number 2. Wayne Wallace is the hooker, replacing Howie Tamati. So 2 debutants for New Zealand today. The scrum penalty going New Zealand's way that time.
Yes, and referee Gomersall there saying the British lads were encroaching and would not give New Zealand room in the front row to get down.
So right up inside the Great Britain half now. Chance for the Kiwis to launch something. Kevin Tamati. Tough tackling, we'll expect that in the first 20 minutes or so. Clayton Friend, Dane Sorensen. Fieldhouse the tackler. Friend. Prome. Gary Prome almost getting away. Friend going left. Mark Graham. High tackle from Fieldhouse across the chest, with Potter underneath. Going to the left again. Back to Friend. Mark Graham. Kurt Sorensen. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Will it come back to Clayton Friend for a bomb? Fred Arcoy. A little chip through, picked up by Goodway. So Great Britain inside their 10-metre line. Trying to run it out now. The Kiwi pack starting to look good when they throw it around. Pinner to Potter. Fox. Burke. Darryl Williams back there, and Gary Kemble takes the ball. Playing it just inside Great Britain's half. Thrown to Williams, to Sorensen. Friend. Luluai picking it up off his bootlaces. Arcoy to Kevin Tamati. Tamati well brought down by John Fieldhouse. Mark Graham. Going himself, punching that gap, Mark Graham. And getting the pass back to Wayne Wallace. Wallace takes the tackle. 5 tackles on the Kiwis now. Kurt Sorensen waiting. Arcoy with the bomb. And Burke very safe under it again. What a stalwart he is under the high ball.
Well, the Kiwis have started very well indeed compared to the last test. And on the 2 tests, Tony, I've noted that the Kiwis have used the bomb on 20 occasions and only scored 1 try, McGann's in the first test. So that is a tactic that they haven't employed to success yet. And I'm looking for them to put some balls on the ground when they get into this danger area, rather than keep putting it into the air and hopefully trying to get the ball.
Especially at this ground at Ellen Road, where the dead ball lines are so narrow, there's so little space to put a ball. This ground, by the way, is over width and over length. Just looking at the incident again with Mick Burke and the tackle with Kevin Tamati. The penalty has taken them just outside their 22. The ground is 78 metres wide instead of 75 and 110 yards instead of 100 yards long. Potter. Pinner. Fieldhouse. Taking it on to Gary Schofield. Schofield given some space. Good tackle from Gary Prone. Fox. Pinner flicking it on to Hanley. Nicely done. Gratian. Dean Bell taking Gratian high. But Great Britain looking dangerous when they spin it. Pinner. Fox. Still getting the pass back. Gratian. Pinner. Desperate, determined tackling. Kurt Sorensen coming through very quickly on Potter.
Well, Great Britain should be more dangerous in the tight with Hanley having to play closer to the ruck.
Edwards didn't get the pass up to Hanley. Clayton Friend tackled him.
But it could be very dangerous, Hanley running from acting halfback.
Good tackle again by Clayton Friend. Didn't have a particularly good second test, looking for a bigger match today. Fox, Fieldhouse. Kurt Sorensen's tackle missing. Fox. Pinner. Going himself. Still gets the pass back to Potter. Loose ball. Snapped up by Goodway. Well in the Kiwi half now. Fieldhouse. Mark Graham bustling him. Fox goes back. Mark Graham has the ball. Possession for the Kiwis. Arcoy. Kemble. Joe Lydon, the top tackler. Williams. Dane Sorensen. Friend, Kevin Tamati. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Leighton Friend with a little chip over the top. Burke coming through, picks it up safely. Friend through on him and has been penalised for sticking a slipper in.
And that is a sending off offence in rugby league football over the years. But this last year or two, it seems to have been forgotten by most referees. A very dangerous incident there.
Leighton Friend being spoken to by Barry Gummersall.
Great Britain have withstood, well, more or less constant pressure from the Kiwis so far, Tony. And it was contrary to last week when it was the other way round.
Mark Graham giving them penetration. 10 minutes gone in the first half. Fox missing out. Gratian. Pinner caught by Kurt Sorensen, being wrapped up a little better today than he was in the second test. Penalty that time for not allowing him to get off the ground.
Well, that's the Australian tactics, Tony, and I'm afraid it's spread to New Zealand a little bit more than just to Britain. So we're used to the Aussies doing it, but not the New Zealanders.
Lydon for the line. Not a bad kick, makes him 15 to 20 metres. Fox to play it. Just outside the Kiwi 22. Watkinson flicking it on through Gratian. Kevin Tamati coming flying through there on Andy Goodway. Scrum to go down midway, halfway in 22, Kiwi territory. Ball lost that time from Clayton Friend's feed. It wasn't really hooked. It came back Great Britain's way. Fox. Pinner. Pinner trying to run Hanley in. Tackled by Dane Sorensen. Hanley not entirely sure what he was doing there. Fox. Gratian. And the touch shot coming on for what he saw in that tackle on Gratian.
Well, it looked like Kurt Sorensen going in second man and his arms going over the top, and I don't think it did strike him, but the indication was there.
It's Wayne Wallace, one of the new caps from Hornby in Christchurch. He often looks as though he's doing things that are nastier than the fact they are. Yes, I think on that occasion the touch judge was right. Often he brings the arm around to wrap up the ball, and it can look like a punch.
Well, yeah, that's what happens with touches at a distance, and it's less harmful than it actually it looks.
But a chance for Great Britain, virtually right in front. It's a long kick, though.
And Burke hasn't been as consistent in his kicking as what he is in the domestic game. Great Britain will be looking to him to put that right, particularly in this important match.
Mick Burke. Not a bad kick, but flagged away. So the first chance given by the Kiwis, the first chance not taken advantage of by Mick Burke. Darryl Williams to restart. Picked up very quickly by Gratian. Pinner. Potter. Back to Goodway. Fox. Pinner. Fieldhouse. Good tackle, Mark Graham. Gets it to Edwards, though. Pinner. Hanley. Schofield. Good way out there. All standing a bit flat. given no room. Five tackles on Great Britain now. To Fox. The bomb. O'Hara again. Running it back for them, O'Hara. Williams. Taking a bit of tackling, Darryl Williams. Obviously enjoying his Test debut. Kurt Sorensen. Wallace. Kevin Tamati. 15 minutes gone, first half. No score. Harcourt. Little chip over the top. And Burke under it and safe again.
Yeah, those little kicks through are not paying any dividend for the New Zealanders. They're just giving Britain the ball back.
Fox. Pinner. Hanley. That one was a bit obvious.
Well, I can't understand the little fellas like Wallace putting them in, because he's going to walk into something sooner or later, and it's giving possession away again to Britain with 6 tackles to come.
Just look at it again. Dean Bell can't keep the ball in, so Great Britain in an attacking position again. Midway, 22 and halfway, Kiwi territory. Fox to play it. Watkinson, Gratian, Fox, Hanley. Watkinson waiting. Potter. Fox. Pinner. Good way. Pinner. Little chip over the top. Let's see if it works for Great Britain. Going back for it as Kevin Tamati juggles it and pulls it down. Straight back into the tackle, but possession for the Kiwis now. Kevin Tamati having something of a battle with John Fieldhouse. Williams. They're really covering him heavily today. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Back to his bustling best. Friend. Dane Sorensen. Almost back up to the halfway now, the Kiwis. Kurt Sorensen. The big pass to Gary Prome. Prome looking for space. Puts it back nicely. Wayne Wallace. More like the penetration we expect from this Kiwi side. Kevin Tamati, Dean Bell, Darryl Williams.
Well, that's again poor play by New Zealand to give Britain the ball on the 6th tackle. They should have kicked and kept going forward. It's noticeable also, Tony, that in their own half, the Kiwis are not giving Mark Graham any ball at all. He's not involved in play. I'm just wondering, is that because he's not 100%, or they're saving him for attacking situations?
I think the latter, Peter, in that watching him at training yesterday, he certainly looked to be 100% and was stretching quite well. It's Ian Potter who's injured.
And the tackling has been fierce on both sides. Neither side are giving any latitude to the runners at the moment, but New Zealand have shown a little bit of penetration down the centre of the field.
They're certainly looking better in the middle at the moment. Just a few errors. Ball coming out. Friend. And Eric Fox penalised around too far and offside. That's kickable. Or has he given it as a differential?
It's a differential because it's a scrimmage infringement, and any infringement at the scrum, except for foul play, is a differential.
Kevin Tamati.
Now, Kevin is very willing, but meeting big men like Grayson, he doesn't make the headway he usually does. He's playing his heart out for this first half, is at Tamati. He may tire later in the game.
Friend. Prome. Gary Prome. He really looked better in the forwards in the second half, in the second test, than he did in the backs. Kurt Sorensen. Nice pass up to Dean Bell. Luluai. Friend. Leighton Friend eventually caught. Kevin Tamati's taken a knock. Mark Graham trying to barge his way through. Has he got there? No try.
He's certainly over the try line, but very good tackling there by the British lads. And this Mark Graham can certainly stretch and reach out and make the try line.
With reference to the earlier comment, Peter, just looking at this again. Arcoy dabbing in there. Mark Graham running off him.
But he runs right. If he had turned to his left there outside, he might have just found a little gap.
Just referring to your earlier comment, I think it's perhaps subtle use of Mark Graham rather than the obvious.
That's right. He's coming in when they get onto the attack. I see the New Zealand pattern very similar. The Sorensens and Tamati taking on the British forward and trying to tire them. And it's a good tactic that, providing they get something out of it eventually, because the British lads should tire quicker than the tourists who are just playing rugby.
Great Britain on their 22. Fox, Gratian. Goodway caught very quickly by Gary Prome. Still contained in the 22. Pinner. Gary Prome, the initial tackler. Kevin Tamati over the top. Gratian. And Goodway's obviously feeling the effects of that tackle. Burke. Didn't quite have the ball straight in his hand and took a little more time than he normally does. Gary Campbell running it back up for them. The Kiwis in possession just inside their half. Williams. Potter and Fox the tacklers. Dane Sorensen. Kevin Tamati. Tamati to Luluai. Got Dane O'Hara outside him. O'Hara came back inside. Luluai lost the ball. Des Drummond has it for Great Britain. Still gets the pass away. Goodway. The line up outside him. Edwards. Dean Bell has him. Lydon's got it, and Gary Prome comes across and makes the tackle on Lydon. They look so dangerous from broken play, and there's an injured player for Great Britain now.
Kurt Sorensen has been sent off the field for 5 minutes for this off-the-ball incident.
Let's see if we can have a look at it again. Mark Graham just questioning the referee as to what it was about. Following the ball, I didn't see the incident. See if we can get a replay on that.
Andy Goodway is the man that made the run.
Goodway is still on the ground. Watkinson to play it. Slowing things down a bit, and Goodway's going to come off. Watkinson, Mark Graham the tackler. Just a couple of metres out now, Great Britain. Yes, Andy Goodway is coming off the paddock. Great Britain right up now on New Zealand's line. Pinner. Fieldhouse can't take the pass. Dived on by the Kiwis. Ellery Hanley coming racing through.
But it's a knock-on anyway, and that was very lucky for the Kiwis there.
Scrum goes down midway 22 and try line in Kiwis territory. Leighton Friend to feed. Kiwi ball. Bell. Lee Crooks is the replacement forward. Arcoy. Little chip through to the line. Drummond coming round, fumbles it. Wasn't knocked on. The referee playing advantage in Kiwi possession. O'Hara. Rome. Arcoy. Friend. Dane Sorensen. On Great Britain's 22 line now. Friend. Wallace. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Friend. The bomb. Dean Bell going up for it. The ball goes loose in Kiwi possession. Seems to be a little bit of discussion with Barry Gummersall, the referee, and the scrum will go down. Kiwi possession.
And the British forwards had not retreated from the scrum, so therefore the Kiwis get a penalty close to the line.
Kevin Tamati just puts the ball out, and they'll probably play a planned move from here. Kevin Tamati. Friend. Dane Sorensen. Friend. Rome. Mark Graham. Ranging out wide, trying to set something up there with Dean Bell running outside him. Dean Bell puts the pass back. Leighton Friend. He'll have a little dab himself, but Fieldhouse and Fox were awake to that. Arcoy. Chip over the top, but it's too far. Great Britain to play it from their 22. Fieldhouse. Fox. Pinner. Lee Crooks, the replacement, number 15. I thought he was their best forward in the first test. Gratian. Hanley.
Yes, there'll be nothing lost with Lee Crooks coming onto the field for Goodway. Goodway wasn't effective in both the first two tests, and Crooks will make his mark during this game, no question.
Kurt Sorensen back on the field. Edwards to Lydon. Lydon for the line. Darryl Williams going back. Picks up the bounce, but he knocked it backwards. Running it out now, Williams. Just outside the Kiwi 22. A huge burst of applause from the large Kiwi contingent sitting right underneath our commentary box here. Dean Bell still puts the pass up. Dane Sorensen.
The British defence seems to be spread across the field and able to cope with the Kiwis attack at the moment.
Kevin Tarmody can't hold the ball and is tackled minus the ball. McPerk running it back. Advantage being played. 10 minutes to half-time. Potter. Watkinson, Fox, Pinner. Pinner back to Gratian, but Gratian knocked it on.
Yes, Pinner's bleeding heavily too at the head. He's got a cut and it's covered with blood.
New Zealand ball, Friend. Selling the dummy nicely, Clayton Friend, looking for the support out there, O'Hara. Akoi. Luluwai doesn't take the pass, Kemble does. Gary Kemble looking around for the man to pass it to, but he was inside him. Akoi. Derek Fox is on the ground as Mark Graham almost makes the line. He's given him the try.
Well, a very fortunate try, I believe, there, Tony. It's a question whether he fumbled or clearly scored the try. He might have got the ball over the line, but it might have been pushed over at the second attempt. And referee Gummersall will certainly get the wrath of the crowd on this one.
That's Mark Graham's 6th test try. He's been around for a while. This is his 23rd test. Looking at it again, Mark Graham got up and played it himself. Now have a look at the ball. Mark Graham diving through. Yes, he did. He carried it over the line.
The ball was grounded before he got over the try line. That is an error on Gummersall's part. That's unquestionable.
And Dane Sorensen has put the extra points there for the Kiwis. Well, I'm sure that's going to be a controversial try for years to come, Peter.
Well, we've got it clearly on film, and on 2 occasions he could have had a penalty because the British lad tackling was offside. The referee allowed the benefit of the doubt, but Mark did not pick the ball up and ground it over the line. He grounded it in front of the try line first. That means it's tackle or a penalty.
Lee Crooks with the kick. Very deep. Dean Bell. 7 minutes until half-time, and the Kiwis leading 6-0. Williams. Kurt Sorensen. Yes, still gets the pass back. Wayne Wallace. Good tackle by Pinner. Not being allowed to play the ball.
No, well, in actual fact, he lost it as he was trying to get up quickly. But this hooker has certainly supported play in midfield and made 1 or 2 likely half breaks.
So Great Britain ball to the scrum. A lot of arguing going on in that front row. Kevin Tomerty and Jeff Gratian. The penalty's gone the Kiwis' way.
Well, Tomerty couldn't get into the scrum, and the referees indicated that Gratian wouldn't let him get down. But if Tamati thinks he can take one out on Gratian, he didn't take it out of him in league football. He's not going to take him out at international football. And Kevin does get a little bit heated at times.
Darryl Williams for the line. Wallace to play it. Kevin Tamati. Friend. Dane Sorensen. Gary Prome. Wallace. Mark Graham. Not really quite sure, the Kiwi forwards then. Opted to settle it. Arcoy. Friend. Sorensen to Dean Bell. And it's rolled forward, and back chat has cost them another 10 metres.
Yes, and it was debatable whether the pass was forward. It was very close, but it's got to definitely be forward to be pulled. But the Kiwis need not comment particularly to this referee.
Barry Gummersaw, when we were talking to him the other night, left us in absolutely no doubt that people would be sent from the field very quickly if there was any stoush in this match. Lydon's line kick is good. Edwards. Hanley. Fox to Gratian. Gratian tackled by Gary Prome. Potter. Fox. Pinner. Hanley. Good tackle, Clayton Friend. Schofield, a man who scored 4 tries in the second test to equal Billy Boston's record. Edwards. Lydon. Lydon can't hold it. Dean Bell's bustling him. And they're out. The line umpire has his flag up. So the scrum goes down just 5 metres inside Great Britain's territory.
Still a vital phase.
Once again, the standoffishness between Gratian and Tamati. Kiwis ball. And the penalty to the Kiwis.
And the next score could have a tremendous impact on this game. If the Kiwis score it, they could go on. If Britain score it, the game is back in the firing line again.
Darryl Williams for the line. Having an excellent debut so far, Darryl Williams. Dane Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen. Darryl Williams. Great Britain come up in possession through John Fieldhouse. Gratian. Penalty to Great Britain for Gratian not being allowed to play the ball. It was a tough tackle by Mark Graham.
He actually took the ball from him as he made the tackle as well, but Gomersall indicated that it was after the tackle was complete.
Gratian. Fox. Pinner. Still gets the pass back to Potter. Potter held.
The Kiwis are certainly taking Harry Pinner out of the game and not letting him get loose as much.
Lee Crooks. That's a good setup. Schofield in space. Good tackle, and the Kiwis come up with possession. Gary Kemble making an excellent tackle. That's exactly where this Great Britain side fires so well. Just a minute remains in this first half. Kiwis leading Great Britain 6-0. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Kevin Tamati. Through Friend again, through Wallace, Darryl Williams. Darryl Williams showing a little bit of jinking and running. Looked outside him, but no one was there. Great Britain possession. Fox. Burke. Hanley. Schofield. Haven't seen much of Gary Schofield in this game either, but he's the kind of player that does it in flashes. Fieldhouse. Edwards takes the ball. Eventually to Crooks. And setting up Hanley in the middle. Gary Frome and James Lulloy coming round to tackle as the half-time hooter goes. And goes and goes. That is half-time. The Kiwis leading by 6-0. We'll be back with the second half in just a few moments.
And we'll have it down on road. And
that should not be so.
Players back on the field now for the second half of this match. New Zealand leading 6-0 over Great Britain. And I know the players this morning at breakfast were astonished and very pleased, of course, to hear of Richard Hadley's amazing feats at bowling against Australia. They've been encouraged when they weren't encouraged last week, shall we say. Not a good week for New Zealand sport, but they have had big smiles most of the week, this Kiwi side. They are very, very determined, and certainly a different outfit than they were in preparation for last week's test. Waiting for the restart now. Barry Gummersall signals the start of the second half. Lee Crooks. Man who is quite familiar with a lot of the Kiwi players as he plays at Hull. Fox. Potter. Good solid Kiwi tackling. Fox puts it back this time to Burke. Burke trying to get himself some space. Lydon. Straight to Darryl Williams. And Williams will run it back up for them. Straight into the tackle of David Watkinson. Kemble. Mark Graham. Remember, in this match, the series is at stake, and being the last match of the series, it's a World Cup match as well. Dean Bell. Almost getting Darryl Williams away, but the pass a little high.
Yes, he was going down as he passed the ball and therefore lacked control. He might have just held on and might have scraped out of that tackle.
Dean Bell looking determined as ever. Great Britain ball. Hanley. Edwards. Knocked on and back to Kiwi possession. Gary Frome. Wallace.
And it looks, Tony, as though Edwards has come in to stand off half and Hanley has gone into the left centre position for Great Britain.
A little swap around there. Dane Sorensen. Barging his way through a couple of tackles, eventually hauled to ground. Friend. Kurt Sorensen going right. Five tackles on the Kiwis now. Arcoy trying to get to space. Barry Gummersal's waved it on. It touched an opposition player. Kiwis back in possession. Darryl Williams. Kurt Sorensen. Williams back to Friend. Mark Graham. Graham putting the pass through for Gary Prome. Prome, has he got the support? Cut out by Des Drummond.
With a two-man overlap, a ball over the top would have created a certain try for the New Zealanders. And Gary Prome's one-arm pass there went straight to Des Drummond. That was a big let-off for Great Britain there.
Gratian. Great Britain not making a great deal of headway. Looking more dangerous from broken play than set play. Pinner. Potter. And Fox tackled by Kurt Sorensen just as he took the ball. Deep kick from Burke, straight to Gary Kemble. Not a good idea. Williams. Dean Bell. Luluai. Friend. Arcoy. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Dane Sorensen. Friend. Arcoy. Back inside to Graham. 5 tackles now on the Kiwis. To Dane Sorensen for the kick. Charged down by Potter. Lost possession. Dean Bell picks it up and running it round. Advantage being played. Friend. Trying to loft it over the top. Sean Edwards cuts it out.
Well, first Great Britain were off and then they were given the ball back by Friend. So the New Zealanders haven't quite settled down to see if they can clinch this match yet, and they've had the chances.
They certainly look the dominant side in the second half so far.
They are, and Britain have not been on attack and don't look as though they're making too much headway.
Fieldhouse. Incredible wrap-up tackler, Mark Graham. Sorensen brothers. Tackle on Pinner. Brooks. And straight into Gary Prome. Being pushed well back. Gratian. Through Pinner to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse caught. Edwards. Tough tackle from Dean Bell. Taken off him by Tamati, but they're not going to be allowed to go. Well, Kevin Tamati is looking very innocent.
Well, I thought it was for stealing the ball at first. I didn't see anything untoward, but when the arms are flailing, the referee can indicate anything.
There's the tackle by Dean Bell. There's Kevin Tamati, and yes, in this instant, the touch judge was right there. There was one way of getting possession. So Great Britain in the Kiwis' half now. Fox, Gratian, Brooks. Tackle from Kurt Sorensen and Dane Sorensen. Box.
The touch judge is on again for that tackle on Grayson.
Well, there was always going to be tough tackling in this game. It's been predicted all week. Mark Graham's asking for an explanation, as he's entitled to do. And the penalty's going Great Britain's way. Looking at it again. Yeah, shoulder charge by Mark Graham on Jeff Grayson. It was pretty late.
Yes, the ball had gone and he'd plenty of time to evade him, so it's certainly foul play there. And it's fatal for the New Zealanders if Great Britain can clinch this goal, because it will give them added incentive, because they'll be closer to winning the match rather than only drawing it.
All of this tough tackling, Peter, of course, is very punishing on the forwards of both sides. And I think towards the end of the game, we might start to see the tail of it.
Well, that's right, and there's men on either side that can take advantage of a half a missed tackle. And Hanley on the Great Britain side, and of course Luluai, who we have not seen very much in this game, running with the ball at all.
Lee Crooks to take this kick. Looking pretty good, and it's there. Great Britain on the board. Minutes gone in the second half. The gap narrowed 6-2, and Mark Graham just having his ankle receiving a little attention, getting a bit of strapping on that ankle that has given him so much trouble. Doesn't seem to have affected his running, though. Crooks bringing it back up for Great Britain. Great Britain trying to run it out of their half. Pinner. Fieldhouse well caught that time. Fieldhouse and Potter, neither of them making the penetration that they did in the second test. Hanley. Nice pass over the top from Burke. Des Drummond's out there. Des Drummond is telling the line umpire that there was some dirt went in that tackle. On his performance in the first two tests, I hardly think he can complain.
Well, but it shows there again, if Britain do move the ball to the three quarters, they've certainly got some dangermen that can make headway, Tony, there. The crowd haven't got on to Great Britain's side like they did at Wigan. The Wigan crowd was absolutely tremendous. And Britain are not giving this crowd enough to lift them.
Dane Sorensen. Kevin Tamati. Clayton Friend. Clayton Friend proving as hard as ever to put on the ground. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Mark Graham doing a lot of talking out there and a lot of pointing. Fred Arkoy with a little chip over the top. Burke going back for it. And lets it bounce. Potter. See how much distance Great Britain can make in this little attack. They don't seem to have made a lot of yardage in their 6 tackles. They're making it from broken play. Harry Pinner. He's the link man they've got to wrap up. Grayson. Hanley. Burke in the line again. Burke coming up into the line a lot more in the second half.
He's coming up, but he doesn't make too much headway. Hanley's going to sell a dummy one of these days and make a burst himself, because that is the man that Britain will have to rely on, Tony, to really get through this New Zealander defence.
Pinner. Harry Gary Pinner making a nice break. There's Hanley. Caught by Dean Bell. Flicks the pass back and goes to New Zealand. Gary Prome. Almost linking up with Fred Arcoy. Couldn't pick it up and it was knocked on. Gary Kemble ruining the mistake. Fred Arcoy running onto it very quickly and just knocked it on.
Well, I think it was a mistake of Hanley's. He was losing the ball as he was going down in that tackle, and I think in desperation he knocked it back, trying to get it to a British player.
So the scrum goes down just a couple of metres inside Great Britain's territory. They have the ball. Clayton Friend round very quickly on Derek Fox. Pinner, Hanley, Burke. Edwards. Having a little dab. Gratian, Potter.
Well, that one little turnaround movement with Gratian in is certainly creating problems when the British players put it on.
Fox puts the pass up. Crooks back into Schofield. Schofield's a danger man, and they've got the overlap out wide. Oh, good tackling. Lydon given no space, but that was nearly a try.
Kemble did marvellous there to get over to Joe Lydon, but the British lads have got the tails up now, Tony, so New Zealand have got to hold on here.
Great Britain really trying to spin it wide, but it's coming back the Kiwis' way, and they've been penalised. Wayne Wallace penalised. Kevin Tarmley very fired up for this match. Planned move coming from Great Britain. They've put it out. Harry Pinner's put it out to arrange whatever it is they're going to do. Nothing very spectacular.
I think they're going to switch it back after two play the balls.
Oh, Lee Crooks coming through there, running off Gratian. And just a couple of metres short now. And the penalty for not releasing the player in the tackle. They're going to have a kick. "15 minutes gone in the second half. New Zealand leading by 6-2 with a chance now to make it 6-4 for Great Britain. Steps back and then he steps around. Lee Crooks. Yes, the crowd says. 6-4. Well, Great Britain could come right back into this game.
Well, there we saw Great Britain putting on pressure very close to the New Zealanders' line. And who knows, had the ball been played short, we haven't seen this New Zealand defence really under close pressure.
Kemble with the kick. Picked up by Drummond. Drummond running straight into Wayne Wallace. Fieldhouse. Just outside their 22 now, Great Britain. Fox. Gratian. Still getting the pass up. Through Watkinson to Hanley. Hanley stepping out of tackles. Schofield doing the same, but doesn't get away from Mark Graham. Potter. Frustration showing on Mark Graham's face. He has never, ever been a violent man. He has never, ever been a person that started that sort of nastiness. But Des Drummond coming across, I think, just irked him. Most out of character for Mark Graham.
Well, it's unfortunate, Tony, that when a man has been tackled, other players should stand off and not interfere. And I think it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the others there, with Drummond agitating Mark Graham. But are the New Zealanders losing the cool and not controlling the game as they should?
Hanley, Fox. Great Britain now trying to get into the Kiwi half as they do. Pinner. Brooks running off him, but Pinner opts not to pass in the tackle. Fox. Potter. Brooks. The kick through. Goes to Darryl Williams, who punches it back, and it goes out just by the corner flag.
Now, if Hanley gets the ball here, I think you might see him try something on his own.
Jeff Gratian showing the rigours of the match so far. Edwards, Schofield, and the defence up very quickly. James Lulaway up there very fast to make the tackle. Hanley away again. Fox going himself. Fieldhouse. Schofield. A little chip through. Schofield chasing it himself, going back for it. Very, very nicely picked up by Gary Kemble. 20 minutes remain in this game. A narrow margin in New Zealand's favour of 6-4.
But the ascendancy in the game has changed to Great Britain at the moment, Tony.
Scrum being screwed right around. And the penalty going the Kiwis' way. Well, there's a few scars and bruises out there. Jeff Gratian, the 36-year-old who's been playing for 17 seasons professional league. Brought back for the second test and really changed the flavour of that test altogether. Kevin Tamati. Friend, Dane Sorensen. Friend, Frome. Friend, Mark Graham. 3 men on him. Kevin Tamati. Trying to put the pass back, goes loose. Fieldhouse dives on it. Great Britain possession. Hanley, Fox, Gratian, Brooks. And loose ball again, picked up by Kurt Sorensen. He loses it in Burke's tackle, and it's gone back the Kiwis' way. And a little bit of a confrontation between Des Drummond and Clayton Friend. They're about the same size. And that little discussion between Mark Graham and Des Drummond is understandable in that it was an elbow from Des Drummond that really took Mark Graham out of the first test. Hanley, Burke. Once again, Burke up on the line. There's a brawl on. Dane Sorensen. Several of the forwards in there. Kurt and Dane Sorensen battling away. The referee's looking at another incident. This is all off the ball and the game is still being played. The punch-up is still going on here. Well, it's an enormous brawl. And the policemen have come on the paddock to try and stop it. 2 policemen on the paddock. And Des Drummond in the midst of it again. Somebody is flattened out there. Just can't quite see who it is at the moment.
David Watkinson, the hooker, is put out, and I think that's in the second flare-up. But certainly it was a disgraceful episode.
And interesting that the policemen, immediately they went on the field, went straight for Kevin Tomety. His reputation precedes him. Perhaps there's a place for him in Hollywood. Chris Arkwright is number 14 coming on to replace Watkinson. Well, one imagines in the interests of the game we're not going to see a replay of the incident. And Kurt Sorensen is being sent off for 10 minutes this time. And Jeff Gratian as well. So both sides down to 12 men.
But the biggest blow is the fact that Watkinson's bleeding profusely from the head. And that's very difficult at this stage of the match if they lose the hooker.
Barry Gummersall assembling them. There's Maurice Bamford, the Great Britain coach, on the field.
It looks like Gummersall's going to give them a general warning because we can't stand this at rugby league football. It spoils the image that we've built up.
Barry Gummersall laying down the law in no uncertain terms. It must be said that this kind of incident wasn't entirely unexpected. Watkinson is coming off. Chris Arkwright has come on. It's going to be an interesting game now. Hanley. Fox flicks out the pass to Pinner. Arkwright, first touch of the ball. Well, I wonder if that will have settled or unsettled the play, Peter.
Well, I think the next team to infringe, I think the referee will come down very hard and it might give the game away to whichever side perpetrate the laws again.
Tough tackling. 5 on Great Britain. Fox with the kick, and that's too far.
The situation is the fact that Hanley is the man that can take something from nothing, and if Britain stay on the attack, he's the man that's not got to pass the ball. He's got to try and make a break and go through the New Zealand ranks.
So New Zealand in possession, trying to run it out of their half. Trying to retain some composure in this match. Mark Graham. Kevin Tomety. Arcoy, Friend. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. kick from Arcoy. Charged down by Hanley. Possession back to the Kiwis, and they've let it go. I'm sorry, Peter, he's got me confused there.
Well, that was back to 6 because he said the ball played the man and Britain didn't have a chance to gather the ball. It played his legs.
But he had, in fact, waved it on. Never mind. Possession back with Great Britain and Ellery Hanley. Arkwright. Burke. Back to Schofield, whose legs were taken from under him. No shortage of aggro between the New Zealand team and Des Drummond. 5 tackles on Great Britain now. Kick charged again. Coming back Kiwis' way, Wayne Wallace dives on it. And it's waved on again. Dane Sorensen. Kevin Tomedy. Some tired-looking forwards out there now. Brett Arcoy. Nicely putting Darryl Williams in a gap. And suddenly some penetration coming for the Kiwis. Friend. Mark Graham. Through prone to O'Hara. O'Hara loses it. The Kiwis back in possession again in the full tackle count.
Yes, Clayton Friend jumped on that ball and Drummond went over the top and must have flicked it with his foot because the referee has given a penalty against Drummond.
They're going to have a shot. Ron O'Regan playing Sandman today with the bucket for Dane Sorensen. Here's Drummond, the man who seems to be very upset with this New Zealand side, and they're not especially happy with him either. Certainly there's a lot of abuse being mouthed every time he gets near the ball. The crowd giving Dane Sorensen a very hard time as he lines up the kick. It's gone shallow, and Fox has it for Great Britain. Once again, Mark Graham wrapping up the player so he can't play the ball. Harry Pinner in that case. Schofield, Arkwright, going wide through Fox, and Pinner. Edwards putting it, changing direction. Ball going in all directions here. Great Britain looking a little unsettled.
Well, I think the main thing is they're just trying to get the ball out. They are behind, but they're taking some risk that if the New Zealanders get hold of the ball, they'll certainly be out of this game. Are we likely to see a substitute on the New Zealand side, Tony? Is he likely to bring Filipina on home again?
I think Olsen Filipina probably. Might be interesting if he came on at this stage.
Well, below us, you're right, there's number 14 there. He's got his tracksuit off and they're talking to him now. So you're probably right. In fact, they're both stripped off and ready to take part in the game.
Mark Graham still flicks the pass back, but loses possession for them. Fieldhouse flicks it out wide. Hanley, Edwards. Good tackle by Darryl Williams. Having an excellent debut in Test football, Darryl Williams. Going wide this time. Arkwright tries to straighten it up. Tackled by Gary Crone. Hanley, Schofield, Drummond. Caught that time. Situations like that he is normally able to get away from. Hanley looking to put the little chip kick up. Ball knocked down and possession to the Kiwis. So the scrum to go down right on the halfway line as both the replacements are coming on. Hugh McGann is coming on for Kevin Tomaty. And Olsen Filipina is coming on for Fred Arcoy.
Well, I wonder whether Ellery Hanley might think he's got a chance of going round Filipina, who may not be quite as quick as what Arcoy was.
Clayton Friend. Hugh McGann, anxious to get into the game. Filipina. And this just might change the nature of the game. Now Watkinson is coming back on. And Kurt Sorensen is back on the field.
Well, Sorensen and Grayson have come onto the field. They're the two sent off for 10 minutes. But Watkinson hasn't returned.
Oh, I thought I'd seen Watkinson there, my mistake. Grayson to Arkwright. Pinner. Grayson with Fox, the little double round. Fox not being allowed to play it. It's a little more cohesive play now from Great Britain. Hanley, Arkwright, Grayson, through Pinner, and Fieldhouse can't hold it. Knocks it forward, but they're playing advantage, Kiwi possession.
Well, that's where you get a prop forward, getting in the way of three-quarter. After four passes, it's a prop forward that takes the ball. Now, Britain could do with the forward just dropping out a little bit when the ball is going wide.
Clayton Friend is injured. Game just held up while Clayton Friend gets some attention from Glenn Gallagher, the New Zealand physio. He's back up and okay. New Zealand with this tenuous 6-4 lead. Dane Sorensen. 4 minutes remain in this match. Friend. Filipina. Puts the pass back to Friend. Wallace. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. They're just in Great Britain's half. Hugh McGann with the kick. Straight to Lydon. Running it back. And Dean Bell tackles him. Edwards. Three minutes left in the match now. Can the New Zealanders hold them out? Oh, the pass still going through to Schofield. It looked forward, but Schofield caught in a thumping tackle.
Well, Schofield took 2 tackles there, Tony, and tried to get desperately a ball to Drummond, who he knew had the overlap, but unfortunately the ball went wayward. And this is a bit of desperation play by Great Britain now, because the New Zealanders have certainly just tied the game up again now. But they must not make any fatal mistakes, and that's a mistake.
Leighton Friend penalised for not feeding the ball straight. Schofield for the line, and they're back in the Kiwi half. 2 minutes remain in the match. 6-4, the New Zealanders lead. 1-0, and a very controversial try at that. Arkwright. Kiwi tackling still looking pretty effective. Great Britain know that they need a try now. Gratian flicking it up, but the Kiwi cover still holding. Fox, Pinner, through Burke and Hanley to Edwards, and caught again, making no headway, going backwards in fact.
Yes, well, Edwards is an active player, but he's not too fast, and he's not getting away from his cover. Dean Bell has covered him up all the time.
5 tackles on Great Britain now. That may have been their last chance. Pinner with the kick. Gary Kemble coming up for it, and safely under it. Just a minute remains now. Can this Kiwi side hold them out? Williams. The Kiwi chant coming from the crowd underneath us now as Dean Bell runs it up. My man of the match today would go to Mark Graham. Dane Sorensen. McGann with the kick. A deep one down into space, not a bad kick, making Lydon come round for it. And Hugh McGann up to make the tackle. Just 1 minute away now from a series win for the Kiwis if they can hold Great Britain out. The World Cup point's important as well, but it's the series they want to win. A very close first test. Only 1 team in it in the second test, and that was Great Britain. And it all hinges on this last minute of play. I wonder how much Barry Gummersall has added on for the punch-up and the odd injury. Fox. Desperate stuff from Great Britain now. Hanley. Schofield flicking it wide to Burke. Has Burke got any pace? Still gets the pass away to Hanley. And the touch judge is on for Gary Frome, bringing the arm under.
And this is a chance for a tying of the match.
Well, I wonder if we'll get a replay of that, because certainly at the normal speed, normal pace of the game, it didn't look to be too foul an incident.
No, but I think with all the incidents that's gone before, Tony, the touch judges and the referees will jump on anything.
There's a chance now in the dying seconds of the match for Great Britain to tie it.
Well, this young fella taking the goal kick will not be overawed by the situation. Whether he kicks or not, at least the chance is in the hands of a young fella that's a true professional, Lee Crooks.
No doubt the crowd will tell you whether or not Lee Crooks, the prop from Hull, has been successful. That's not a bad...
He's tied the series! He's tied the matches! A magnificent kick by Lee Crooks.
Well, we're in injury time now. And the penalty against Gary Frome has meant that Lee Crooks was able to tie this match up. Pinner. Desperation stuff from both sides now. All tied up, as is the series. Potter trying to run it up. A little bit of fire coming from the Great Britain side now. Inspiration, Jeff Gratian. Caught in a Hugh McGann wrap-up tackle. 5 tackles on Great Britain. They need the kick from Burke. Dane O'Hara going back for it. And he'll run it back into play. Lively run from Dane O'Hara. Dean Bell. Friend. McGann. Mark Graham. Gary Prone. That is the final hooter. It's all tied up. Six all, the series drawn. And I guess, Peter, now they've got to share the trophies.
Well, that's right, and I can only think that the Kiwis, in discipline, right at the death, when things had got out of hand early in the game, they just slipped up in this last minute when they gave the only chance that Great Britain had of really getting